have 20 seconds, that's it. 20 seconds to get the job, 20 seconds to win the date, and 20 seconds to win your audience. And right now, I have 20 seconds to convince you not to click away from this video. Because what I'm about to show you controls everything in your life. Your career, your relationships, your income, your influence, and you've probably never heard of it. It's called the 20-second rule. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a first impression the same way again. Here's a disturbing truth. People decide who you are in less time than it takes you to tie your shoelaces. Think about it. When you click on a YouTube video, how long do you give it before you decide to stay or leave? When you meet someone at a party, how quickly do you judge whether they're interesting or boring? And when a recruiter opens your CV, how many seconds before it hits the trash? The answer is shockingly consistent. Around 20 seconds. This isn't just anecdotal, it's backed. This is backed by science, psychology, and billions of dollars in advertising research. The first 20 seconds create a mental framework that colours everything that follows. It's not fair, it's not always accurate, but it is reality. Today we're deep diving into the 20-second rule. Why it exists, why it's weaponized against you every single day, and most importantly, how you can master it to transform your life. Let's start with why this happens in the first place. The psychology behind the 20-second rule. Why 20 seconds? Our brains are prediction machines. They evolved to make lightning fast judgments. Thousands of years ago, hesitation could mean death. Is that a predator? Is that person friend or foe? You didn't have time to conduct a thorough analysis. You needed answers now. This ancient wiring still runs our brains today. When you encounter anything new, a person, a video, a website, a presentation, your brain immediately asks, is this worth my energy and attention? And it answers that question very fast. Research shows 7 seconds is the time it takes us to form an opinion on someone we first met. 8 seconds is the average human attention span online. That's less than a goldfish, by the way. And 10 to 20 seconds is the drop-off moment for YouTube videos and job applications and presentations. And here's what's happening in your brain in those critical first seconds. The primacy effect. We remember and weigh first impressions with greater importance than anything that follows. Psychologists call it anchoring. The first data point we receive becomes the anchor that everything else is measured against. Pattern recognition. Your brain is scanning for patterns to categorize this new information. Is it professional, casual? Is it threatening? Is it safe? Is it boring? Is it exciting? Once it locks it in a pattern, it's incredibly hard to change. Emotional tagging. Your amygdala, the emotional center of your brain, is firing rapidly, attaching feelings to what you're experiencing. These emotional tags are powerful and persistent. The result, in 20 seconds or less, people form opinions about your competence, your trustworthiness, intelligence, and whether they want to continue engaging with you. And here's the kicker, once that judgment is made, it's sticky. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. From that point forward, people unconsciously look for evidence that confirms their first impression, and they ignore other evidence that contradicts it. That's why the 20-second rule is so powerful and dangerous. Let's look at where the 20-second rule shows up. The 20-second rule is everywhere, but let me show you exactly where this plays out in your real life. Number one is in job interviews. I can tell you from years of experience and backed up by scientific data that recruiters spend between 6 and 7 seconds scanning a CV before it goes in the trash. That's your first filter. If you make it past that and you get an interview, what about the interview decision? Made in the first 15 to 20 seconds. Before you even sat down, they've assessed your handshake, your posture, your eye contact, your energy. One hiring manager actually told me, I make the decision in the first 30 seconds. The rest of the interview is just confirming my gut feeling. Number two is YouTube videos and content. So if you're still here, I'm doing pretty well because we've got past the 20-second mark. So give yourself a pat on the back because you're above average in your attention span. Look at any YouTube analytics dashboard. The graph is brutal. There's always a massive drop-off in the first 20 to 30 seconds. That is why a successful YouTuber obsesses over the hook. Mr. Beast, who is the most successful YouTuber, spends 20 to 30% of his production time mastering, perfecting the first 20 to 30 seconds of each video. Why? Because if you lose viewers immediately, the algorithm buries your video, game over. Number 3 is TV shows and Netflix. Streaming platforms discovered that people decide whether to continue a series within 5 to 10 minutes of episode 1. That's the reason why pilot episodes have become so explosive and hook-driven. There's no time to slow burn anymore. You have to pile it on deep, capture attention immediately, or die. The advertising literally calls it the 5-second rule for video ads. You have 5 seconds before the skip button appears. But even before that, research showed people decide whether an ad is relevant in under 3 seconds. Billions of dollars are spent perfecting these opening moments. Every colour, every word, the sound, image, every last detail is minutely engineered for maximum impact. Presentations. If you're in business, you might well have been giving presentations. Whether it's a sales pitch, a conference talk, or a classroom presentation, audience decide whether you're worth listening to almost immediately. If it's a boring opening, you'll see them pick up their phones. Your credibility is going to be established before you hit the second side. That's for sure. Number 6 is dating and social situations. Yes, even romance follows the 20-second rule. Studies on speed dating show people make attraction decisions in under 10 seconds. Before a word is spoken, body language, appearance, and energy have already told a story. Number 7, your CV, your resume. Here's a painful statistic. Recruiters spend an average of 7.4 seconds reviewing a CV. 7 seconds to judge years of experience and skills. And most of that time is reading your name, your contact details, current companies and dates. The first 20 seconds of any interaction, digital or physical, are the gates. Pass through and you get consideration. Fail, you're going in the trash. How to master the 20-second rule. Winning in the first 20 seconds. Now that you understand the rule, let's weaponize it in your favour. Here's how to dominate those crucial first moments. For job interviews, pre-game your energy. Walk around the block before you enter. Do power poses. Get your physiology right. Your body affects your mind. A handshake matters. Firm but not crushing. Hold eye contact whilst you're shaking hands and try and have a genuine smile. Your opening line is very important. Don't just say, "Hi, nice to meet you." Say something along the lines of, "Thank you so much for this opportunity. I've been excited about this conversation all week." Enthusiasm is catching and it's magnetic. Your posture and presence. Sit up, don't slouch. Lean slightly forward. It shows that you're engaged and you're listening. Maintain open body language. No crossed arms and no lying back. For your CV, the top third is absolutely everything. You need to put your most impressive and relevant information and achievement in the top third. A compelling headline and summary that immediately communicates value. It's like numbers and results. Increased sales by 47% is significantly better than a wishy-washy responsible for sales growth. Specifics pop up in an eye scan in those 7 seconds. A clean, scannable format. Recruiters don't read, they just scan. Use white space, bold keywords, terms, and clear hierarchies. If you want to test this, put your phone on timer and see how far you get in 7 seconds. So there's no need to think about whether your CV is on 2 or 3 pages, because no one's going to read the second and third page. They're literally only reading the top third or the first page. So make sure you don't have anything there that is not relevant to the value that you propose for the next company. For presentations, start with a hook, not housekeeping. Never open the presentation with, "Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk about..." That's a signal for people to get out their phones or fall asleep. You gotta start with a shocking revelation, a statistic, a provocative question, or a compelling story. You need people to sit up, not slouch down. So instead of saying something like, today's presentation is about marketing strategies, try, last year, one single Instagram post generated 4.2 million in revenue. Here's how. You have to command the room immediately. Who's in charge here? You're doing the presentation, so it's you. Strong voice, confident posture, powerful movement. Own that space from moment one. YouTube videos or any content, which clearly I'm trying to work on here. Hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds. Tell them what problem you're solving, what value you're delivering immediately. As an aside for anyone here that has lasted this far, your attention span is by now significantly way ahead. So I think you should subscribe and like and comment, because there are more things like this. The pattern interrupt. Use unexpected sounds, words, phrases, or actions to break their scroll. Make them stop in their tracks and look up. Create curiosity gaps. We see this all the time. It can be slightly irritating, which is the point. I'm about to tell you the one thing that changed everything. But first, you need to understand this. Humans hate incomplete loops. For social situations and networking, similar to the interviewing, energy is contagious, and a lack of energy just brings people down. Show up with positive, engaged energy. Smile genuinely. People gravitate towards warmth. Ask great opening questions. So an open question, very briefly, is a question you cannot say yes or no to. You have to elaborate. These usually start with who, what, when, where, and how. And here's an example. Instead of what do you do, try something along the lines of what's been exciting for you recently. You can't say no to that or yes to it. You have to talk. Or what brought you here tonight. So better questions equals better conversations. And if you're in a social setting, you're on a date, the who, what, when, where, and how is a great icebreaker because it allows you to take a step back. You're not doing all the talking because they have to actually fill in the gaps. Remember their name and use it. When someone tells you their name, repeat it immediately. It really helps to embed in there. Great to meet you, Sarah. It creates an instant connection and some familiarity. Let's cover universal principles. No matter the context, the principles win the first 20 seconds. 1. Energy. Bring it. High energy, appropriate to the context, signals value and confidence. 2. Clarity. Be clear about who you are and what value you bring. Ambiguity kills interest. Number 3 is confidence. Not arrogance, but calm self-assurance. It's deeply attractive. 4. Relevance. Immediately connect to what matters to them. Make it about their needs and not your ego. And 5 is differentiation. Don't be generic. What makes you different? And lead with that. In this part, we're going to look at the dark side, when the 20-second rule can work against you. We're going to talk about the dark side because this same 20-second rule is also used to manipulate you. Clickbait exploits the 20-second rule viciously. Sensational thumbnails, misleading titles, dramatic hooks, all designed to hijack your emotions in those first 20 seconds. You click and often the content doesn't deliver, but they got your click and that's all that matters to them. Scams and manipulation. Con artists know the first impression is everything. They dress well, they speak confidently and eloquently, use social proof and create an aura of legitimacy in seconds. By the time your rational brain catches up, you've already been hooked emotionally. Advertising. Every ad you see has been optimized to hijack your attention in the first 20 seconds. The goal is to create desire, urgency, fear of missing out before your critical thinking kicks in. So how to protect yourself from this? This is essentially an attack. So you have to pause and question. When something grabs your attention so strongly in the first few seconds, pause and ask yourself, why am I reacting like this? What are they trying to make me feel? Look for substance over style. Flashy presentation, flashy opening doesn't mean quality content. Give things a little bit more time and stay skeptical. You need to notice manipulation tactics. Are they using fear, scarcity, urgency, social proof? Recognizing these tactics will make you less vulnerable. The 20-second rule in these instances are used as a tool, and like any tool, it can be used to build or deceive. So be aware and be conscious when it's being used on you. So the final thoughts here, if you're still with me, this is like a gold star. You get 5. You're rated 5 out of 5 for your attention span. You get a double star. You get a double thumbs up and a big pat on the back. Here's the bottom line, whether you like it or not. The world is judging us with the 20-second rule. It's not just you, it's all of us. It happens when you walk into a room, when someone clicks on your profile, when you submit your resume or CV, or when you post a video, or you meet someone on the first date. You can either ignore this reality and hope for the best, or you can master it and take control of how you're perceived. The most successful people in the world, the best YouTubers, the top CEOs, the most charismatic leaders, they all understand the 20-second rule. They engineer their first impressions deliberately. Every detail matters and every second counts. So here's my challenge to you. For the next week, pay attention to the first 20 seconds in every situation. How do you open your emails? How do you enter a room? How do you start conversations? Or how do you begin your presentations? Look around, see what impact you're having. Optimize those moments, bring energy, clarity, confidence into that situation from second one. If this video changed how you think about first impressions, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more psychology and strategy for winning at life. And drop a comment telling me, what's one situation where you're going to apply the 20-second rule this week? If you like this video, click on my next video up here. Watch that. There's tips and insights in how to win in other situations. I'll see you in the next one.